The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more developed by a gamer for gamers and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gideon Block, a paladin with a tragic past.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Poppy Tealeaf, a Habbo and Halfling druid searching for a new life.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Xonimus Dinar, a half-elf rogue with a past he can't seem to escape.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Mak'ren Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer setting out to understand his own arcane gifts.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. After a fierce and heroic battle in the sands of the Caliban Frontier, you finally have a chance to catch your breath. You have slain a creature who called herself the Mighty Aldonza, have successfully freed the Yote pack that was apparently under some sort of magical control. Not only that, you have freed a great many people. Going over to the slave pen, you do indeed find the McKee family. Anthony McKee approaches you and, "Thank you very kindly, strangers. Don't quite know what was going on there, but we're grateful."
Well, it seems these animals, these Yotes, were controlled by that beast over there. They were told to kidnap you, to bring you to work for them, but I think it was without their control. I don't think they actually meant to be malevolent about it, but their pups themselves were captured. So, fortunately, we've taken care of this problem, so hopefully you'll be free now to go about your business. By the way, I'm Gideon Block, and this here is Xonimus, Poppy Tealeaf, and Mak'ren Stoneshaper, and we are certainly just glad to bring you out of the pens.
We're grateful, Gideon. We're been held here for a fair few days. They didn't seem needlessly cruel. They made sure we had some food and water, but yeah, it did seem like they were taking orders from that thing, as he nods over to where Aldonza is still sprawled in the sands. Well, whatever she is, she did seem to be the brains of the operation.
Windrunner is taking care of your horses, so
good.
You and your husband and your child can get back to their homestead, and nothing's been lost. Your home will be just the way you left it.
Well, good. Thank you. Yeah, I think we'll head back that way, and there's a couple others here from some of the other farmsteads, and we'll meander our way back home. But thank you.
As soon as they leave, I'm going to lay hands on myself and give myself the 20 hit points. I know we're about to probably do a long rest, but I feel like I could use it. What's that?
Just in case.
Just in case something pops out of us.
They're full on leaving, even though it's evening. They're gonna walk in the dark.
Nah, yeah, they're gonna hang out at least for a little bit until daylight.
Till dawn starts to lighten it a little bit.
How long have you been captive?
So there's a group of about 20 people here. There's a couple elves, a couple orcs, humans, and mixes thereof. One tiefling. Some of them have been here for a couple of weeks. Some of them have been here for a couple of days.
I'm going to find some kind of receptacles, cups, and just give everybody some water, because we're in the desert. I feel like they're probably thirsty.
What about our McKee family? How long have they been here?
A few days, they said.
A few days,
yeah.
They said, okay. I mean, we may as well go with them when they leave, because we need their horses.
Mm-hmm. You know, Xonimus, I gotta go fetch Wildfire. He's still up at the top of the canyon, and I didn't know if maybe you wanted to walk with me up there.
Gideon, you all right?
I'm good. You guys go on and get down the horses and bring back Wildfire.
Yeah, let's go.
So we're gonna walk up the canyon, and while we're walking, and there's a bit of an awkward silence. We haven't been alone since the snake incident.
The old rattlesnake incident.
You know, Xonimus, my whole life I've been told what I can and cannot be and what I can and cannot do. And I've had people lie to me so that I would do whatever it is they needed to benefit from. So, like, my parents lied to me about being engaged to Byron so that I wouldn't cause a fuss, cause a ruckus, even though that was their plan the whole time. And so I think when I found out that you knew that Wiley was in town and you didn't tell us, even though you knew that he was dangerous, that I felt more betrayed by that. And I think I took it out on you, even though it's my personal grievances and I shouldn't project my past onto you, and that wasn't fair, and I'm just really sorry.
Poppy, I completely understand. I misunderstood Wiley's power obsession. I knew he was dangerous, but I didn't realize he was the threat that he has become today. We knew each other once, and he betrayed me, and he set me up, and he left me for dead. And the only thing I had to remember him was scars he left behind. And then when I knew he was in town and he was in jail, I thought, I was torn between, do I ignore him? Do I approach him? I'm trying to leave this behind me, so I didn't even want to really act on it. And know that I wasn't trying to help him at all. I just know how bloodthirsty he is. So when I was trying to stop you and everyone else at dinner, that's what that was. I never meant to betray you. I've got no one left in this world anymore. My family's still alive and they're doing well, I hope, but that's a bridge that got burned a long time ago. And so I took this job, and it's even Gideon. I mean, I like you folks, and I did not mean to put you in danger or to betray you at all. I knew you could handle your own. I wasn't trying to coddle you and baby you. I know what you're capable of.
Yeah, I just killed two guys in that fight.
Yeah. I've been around and I've seen a lot of things, and I may not understand everything that I've seen, but I know what's out there. You screamed at them and you turned into that rattler. I was not surprised. I was proud.
I was quite surprised, actually.
I knew you could do it. I don't know how you could do it. I may never understand how you do that.
You know, the weird thing about turning into a snake is you can still feel your arms and legs. You just can't do anything with them. They're like stuck to you. Like if you ever put both legs and one pant leg on accident, it's like that.
I have had mornings like that, yes. Poppy, and I will slowly take off my jacket. This is part of my change, what I'm going through, and I'll, with one arm out of the sleeve, is the coyote tattoo.
Well, that's quite nice. Who did that for you?
Jubilee.
They are wonderful.
Great job.
Quite the artist.
So, while the coyote is a fan of chaos, the coyote doesn't like for the innocent to become prey. And your innocence does not mean you're weak, but you are innocent. So that's where a protection comes in for you. And I pull my other arm out of the sleeve, and turn that arm up to you, and on a thumbprint-sized burn scar is a tattoo of a rattle from a rattlesnake. And at the top of the rattle, where it's whitest, it has fangs. And I say that I have dedicated myself to protecting the innocent, but still causing a little bit of chaos from time to time. Both of these are now part of my life and are going to carry me through this to the end.
Is that supposed to be some kind of reference?
Yeah.
Because remember, I said that I was going to get a rattlesnake tattoo, and you just stole that from me. Now it's going to look like I copied off of you.
Well, it was in my head before it came out of your lips.
That's a really kind gesture, though. So I can't be too mad. I'll just have to come up with something else.
It's all right.
And I will hold... actually, you're not that tall. I'll hold your hand. And we'll finish walking up to go hang out with Wildfire.
I'll tell you that both of these symbols are powerful to me, because one is going to show me how to live my life in a way that I find comfortable and acceptable. And the other one is representative of, well, Poppy, the day is going to come where someone's going to have to crumble a mountain. There's going to come a day where someone's going to have to flood the valley. There's going to come a day where someone's going to have to break the world just to save us all. And from the things I've seen out there, from getting to know you better, I know when that day comes, that someone's going to be you.
So I've kept my flame blade this whole time because it was working great as a torch. But I'm just gonna that so that you cannot see the deep flush from neck to hairline. That's mighty kind of you. I'm feeling more confident about I don't know if I'm that good at that, but I am feeling pretty great, especially since I just, did the thing. I was reading a book once about this guy called Heracles, and he killed this lion, this super powerful lion, with his bare hands, which I did not do, but I did kill a lion. But the coat of the lion, he took it off of the lion, and he made a cape, and the cape kept him safe. And I don't know how to do that, but I feel like it'd be really cool if that was a thing that could maybe happen. I don't know if you have that kind of skill set, but maybe some of the people down there have that kind of skill set. I'm not saying that I want one, but I'm saying it'd be really cool if someone gave that to me. Wildfire, I'm so glad to see you.
And Wildfire bounds over and is snuffling your hair and licking your face and all that typical dog greeting once you've come. It's oh my gosh, I thought I was never gonna see you again.
I did some super awesome stuff, and I'm a little sad that you missed it, but I am so glad that you are safe. And I'm going to get on Wildfire and wait for Xonimus to gather up the horses, and we will go back down into the canyon. But I'm going to go ahead in the front and just let Wildfire run as much as he wants to run.
Oh yeah, he gets that, that whole thing of, when you give a dog a job, and it's the job that they know, and they're going to do it real well, and yeah, you just lean into that fur as he takes off like a shot.
Yeah.
When Poppy takes off, I'm going to look around. Do I see any scurry that's super happy to see me?
Nope.
He followed
because you told him to wait,
which is good.
Okay.
Now you know he'll take an order.
Right on. Well, I will ride down and throw my coat back on when I get to the bottom, and I'm going to get off my horse and find Mr. McKee.
Oh, okay.
While they're up there doing that, I look over at Mak'ren and I say, Mak'ren, these people have got to have a place to stay for the night, and I think that tent should be able to house all of us, but maybe you and I should go in there and look around, make sure there's no traps or anything that we need to be worried about, and see if there's anything this creature might have left behind.
Yes, sir. We don't want any unforeseen situations popping in on in the middle of the night.
So you guys head into this large campaign tent. Very opulent, very luxurious. There's a big pile of pillows and some blankets that apparently was her bed. One of the things that catches your eye is a big banner. And it's one of those typical, the banner of the regiment.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you see that same handprint that was burned into Aldonza's back is on this banner. So it's a black cloth with red metallic thread as this handprint. And it's kind of stylized a little bit so that it has flames and all of that around it. So it's this big burning hand.
Humanoid, right?
Yes.
No, not necessarily claws or anything out of the fingertips or anything.
Maybe a little stylized, clawish, but not so out of the ordinary that it's monstrous.
Have we ever seen anything like this?
No, but you can give me a history check.
I can with a natural 1.
Maybe from his kind of artesian courtier background, Mak'ren rolled a modified 17.
Modified 17? Even with a 17, it's really hazy.
But it definitely is emblematic of, you said, a regiment.
Maybe a regimental banner, because again, it would this looks like something that at one time would have been carried by an army.
So more militaristic than, say, noble, or the army of a noble house?
The army of not just a noble house, but potentially a royal house.
I sure don't recognize it, Gideon, but that has all the flavor of being some type of nobility banner or something of great importance.
Or Imperial. She did mention
Imperial.
the Empire.
Empire of the Eternal Flame, she said.
Right, she said Empire of the Eternal Flame, so this looks like an Imperial banner.
I'm just like looking up at it, studying it.
We need to look more in that journal.
I've been scouring the journal, and there's nothing in there about the Empire of the Eternal Flame or any kind of pictures like this. So
I ain't saying he's connected, but Wiley is freet-blooded. He's fire-blooded. There's got to be a connection of some type going on here. I don't have any idea what it is.
That thought has crossed my mind. It's a little grandiose, but so is Wiley.
right, and if it is people like him, this could be pretty dangerous.
Mak'ren can almost hear Xonimus' voice in his head,
Oh, right.
thinking about that.
So,
We're somewhere on a canyon wall, having a heart-to-heart.
You do also notice kind of amongst her pillows and her, there's like a little vanity, or maybe she did a little primping every once in a while. There is a large chest.
Ooh.
Howdy friends, Michael Cross here, taking just a few moments away from Red Dirt DnD, asking you to become a patron of this podcast. Your support means we can add a lot of extra niceties to the show in the form of artwork and music, as well as supporting our cast and crew. Patrons get early access to content as well as bonus material, along with access to our Discord server. You can even get an invite to monthly Q&A sessions and DM classes, maybe even a 2-hour game session with our very own Dungeon Master, Ash King. We have 6 different monthly levels to choose, ranging from $5 to $100. Head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd right now to show your support for this new podcast. Now, back to Tales from the Caliban Frontier.
Opening up this big, and it's a big old treasure chest, probably made out of iron. It is locked.
I would like to pick the lock.
Okie dokie, give me that Thieves' Tools check.
23 again.
All right. No problemo. It's not the most complicated lock in the world. You pop that open, and inside you find the first item is going to be a spell scroll. And Mak'ren, looking at this spell scroll, you actually recognize this spell. It is Enhance Ability, a second level spell. There is also another spell scroll, and this one I think I actually will give you an Arcana check to identify Mak'ren.
A modified 4.
You're like,
This one will improve our efforts. But this one, I may have to study it more. Maybe try again tomorrow to figure out what all this means.
And then you also do find 3 potions of healing. There is a copper chalice with some filigree. Again, looking very much like this is like the cup that you give to your loyal follower kind of thing. Some bone dice, a small mirror in a painted frame, and a small golden bracelet. Those objects are all worth 25 gold apiece. Oh, there's actually 2 copper chalices, so it's a matched set. And altogether, in various coinage, Aldonza did have about 197 gold.
We're rich, guys.
I wonder where she got all this from.
Probably from just raiding. And of course, if she comes from this Empire of the Eternal Flame, it might have been part of her payment.
I wouldn't call 197 gold rich.
Well,
That's just in the various coins. So there's 5 different objects worth 25 gold apiece.
I wonder how much money Poppy think this is.
well, that's true. Now, Poppy might not
125
think
gold
it's
in
well
our
rich. But this is more than I've had in a long time.
Do Yotes use coinage?
Oh, I don't think so. They live off the land.
Well, I think we found some stuff.
I think so. So, what I want to do is want to check out, make sure that the place is safe for our families to come in and get some rest until the morning. We came in at night, so it's still just barely nightfall.
Yeah, I'll say it's probably, I would say maybe close to 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
So not quite midnight.
Once we've secured the loot, I'm going to go out to the families and say, we've made sure this tent is a place for you to stay. It's going to be unsafe for you to head back at night. So why don't we stay the night? We've got some horses for those who need to ride back, and we can wait until the morning, though, to do that. But in the meantime, the tent should be safe for all of you.
Yeah, the assembled group, they're kind of, they've kind of been milling about, like, gathering their thoughts and their strength and figuring out what they want to do next. But they'll take your offer and, go in and start to bed down. They come from various areas around here. There's a couple wild elves, so it seems like they probably actually were out with a group somewhere and just got snatched, and they're gonna, head back to their tribe. But yeah, for the most part, they're more than happy to go into the tent and start bedding down for the evening. But Anthony McKee does come up to you and says, "So, I don't rightly know what her goals were here, this Aldonza, but she was having us excavate that." And you see where they've done a lot of work to clear away the entrance to some sort of temple. I've not the slightest idea what she was looking for.
Had you guys managed to break in at all, or were you still trying to...
Not yet. I think we've just gotten clear for the doors, and I think she didn't want us to go in yet, but the doors are clear if you'd like to try.
Oh, yeah. I think it's very important that we investigate. But I thank you, Mr. McKee. We're going to talk to my team and see if this is something that might be of interest. And certainly this still falls into our purview of mapping the Caliban frontier.
In a weird moment of insight, almost as if like maybe his wisdom has increased, I say...
yeah, we should probably definitely wait until the morning.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. Yes, not now.
Okay.
But I do gather Poppy and Xonimus once they get back, and I explain to them that they were working on excavating what might have been some kind of temple. And if you guys are up for it, after we've had a good long rest and feel a little bit better, maybe, what would you guys think about taking a look inside?
I think tomorrow, obviously everybody needs some rest, but I think definitely tomorrow with the sun, I could do some looking and some thinking and just try to see if maybe there was some kind of magical reason she didn't want them to open the door. Maybe I can, detect the magic in the area tomorrow, but Wildfire's happy to see.
I'll go over and pet Wildfire.
Wildfire leans into the scritches, the back foot is...
He's a good boy.
You've been a very good boy, Wildfire. We are proud to count you as part of our team.
You just get that big, goofy, dog grin where, his tongue's lolling out and just life is good. Life is good for Wildfire.
A bowl of water
Poppy,
and a treat.
You see these copper chalices?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any way to sense if there's any arcane residue in them?
I've seen a copper chalice or two in my day. I could take a look at it, but I can't do more than just look right now.
We can wait till the morning. We're all tired.
Well, let's just see if anything just pops out. If anything just seems, out of the ordinary from what I know about chalices, I guess. Can I make an arcana? I think it's when we're...
Yeah, you can do.
I know I was kind of thinking detect magic or whatever.
I don't have that spell now.
No worries.
It's going to be 21.
21. Not magical in the slightest.
Yeah, I think that's just a cup.
Alrighty.
It's just a fancy... I wouldn't even call this. I've seen fancier glasses in this one. But it's, it's up there. Definitely for nastiness.
Well, it seems like something she would share with, like, her minions. And I was just thinking the way that she was controlling them, if maybe there was some
kind of ritualistic element of it. Yeah. No, I totally get what you're saying, but no, that's not this.
Okay.
You could, Mak'ren, if you would like. I would allow you to make a Arcana check to see if maybe you knew what sort of sorcery they were under.
Cool. That is a modified 17.
Modified 17? Okay. So you have heard that there is a enchantment spell known as a geese. And basically it gets someone under your magical command for at least a month. And if they don't do as you say, they are literally hurt. They have to follow your commands. And it's one of those things you either have to initially, fight off the enchantment, or it's going to affect you for some time before you can even think about trying again, because you're so overwhelmed by the magic.
Is that enough to know if it has any type of, focus item or anything like that?
No. A geese,
okay.
Basically, it's just it's a word of command.
So these are just cups.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kind of
That's
boring.
what I said. They're just fancy. They're just real pretty cups.
I mean, you do notice that, like, again, they're very fancy, but the style is completely alien. So you're not quite sure with the tent that she was occupying does not match up with any architecture or creation of the known peoples of the Kalban. Same thing with her stuff. Like, that's why it's actually pretty valuable, is because it's weird, and to a collector it would be kind of cool.
I mean, it's very weird.
I'll ponder and think about the geese element, and if that needs to come out for anybody tonight, it can. But maybe one of those things he just shares in the morning, like, hey, I've been thinking.
Well, at some point I want us to all gather around,
Yes.
the four of us around a campfire, if that's okay. It's weird, but is the tent big enough to like be holding like a campfire, or should we go outside?
you wouldn't. You wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to put a campfire in the center
Right.
of the tent.
There's no chimney.
Didn't know
Yeah.
how big it was.
I say
but
it's not like a teepee where it's open at the
Right.
top, so you could in theory do it safely. No, you would want to be outside.
Yeah, I think that's a fire hazard, Gideon.
Right. So once we are headed around a campfire, is that okay?
I had one more thing to do before the night ended.
Oh, we're not. I'm not ending. the
Okay,
night.
good. Yeah, let's have this.
So I gather everybody. Let the families go into the tent, and I say,
Show
Yep.
Xonimus and stuff, the treasure.
yeah. First off, I gotta say how very proud I am of all of you. That was impressive. Every one of you was amazing, and I just want to say I'm very proud of you, and actually a little bit rewarding. And I pull out the money and the chalices, and I say we each got 80 gold pieces and 5 silver pieces if you would care for a little bit of Aldonza's booty. And secondly, I just thought her dying words, I didn't know if that meant anything to you. I know, Xonimus, you and I are from here in Calban, and had you ever heard of anything like the Empire of the Eternal Flame?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I drink a lot. It's rattling around up there somewhere. I feel like I can't just dismiss it and say no. It seems distant.
It's too dark now, but one of the Yotes also said that they're excavating like a spot in the canyon over there. We should check it out in the morning.
So, where we are geographically, would it make sense for this to be a secondary entrance into another temple that I'm familiar with in the area somewhere?
No,
Okay.
the one that you explored farther to the north.
Okay.
Which is good, because I didn't want to fight no zombies.
But things are sounding suspiciously familiar.
Yeah.
That's sus.
The hand is sus for sure.
That's for the teens that
We're-
listen to this
We're going to
podcast.
get some comments on that one.
Especially, looking at these art objects and looking at the style of them does swirl up some old memories.
Anything I can put my finger on?
Oh, something that, it's got you got a nice big thumbprint on the pulse of this.
I will start to talk about how, I don't know, it's something kind of familiar, a little, and I look over at Poppy.
With her big, trusting green eyes.
I melt like butter. Nice. I'm not saying it is definitely. Well, I know some of you know that I was betrayed by Wiley. He set me up. And the place he took me, I have vague memories of some art, some carvings on the walls. It seemed like there was a connection with him in this place. I don't know, but like those cups are familiar. Like the line work.
I knew it.
Start looking at the real close to signs.
I mean, it was more out in the frontier where he took me, but that doesn't mean that it was old. It was ancient. He told me that. Whoever had erected that temple was gone for ages, apparently. Or maybe not so much. I mean, there was undead in there. So we need to be careful. We don't know what's inside. And did you say something about her being scared to open the doors?
Scared. She didn't want the people to open the door. She wanted to do it herself.
It's either greed, pride, or she understands the threat that's inside. And if it's something that's scaring her, then we should definitely be cautious.
Or maybe she thought it. She's a follower. She might have thought it would disgrace the temple itself or whatever's up there.
My thought is that she was told to excavate but told not to open, and to report that in to the Empire guy. Surely, she's not the head of this rattlesnake.
Oh, no.
What? I mean, she's pretty. Like, how many times did we slash her and bash her and crush her?
I agree. She was tough. She's not going to be the toughest thing we find in whatever it is that's pulling these strings.
You know, she was pretty tough, and she gave us a good fight until Poppy engaged, and then it was like crumbling them out.
Oh, you
Cock
know.
and eyebrow.
I really just felt like it was more important to give the Yote people their own agency to fight their own fight and free themselves from being oppressed.
I understand.
That was pretty good whenever you gave that speech.
Thank you. I thought so as well.
As the night comes to a close and you all enjoy this victory, you've needed this victory. All seems quiet. All seems serene. But will it stay that way?
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier, is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Mak'ren Stoneshaper, Johnny Payne as Xonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, and I'm Michael Cross as Gideon Block. Our sound producer is Mark Coughran. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of tabletopaudio.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word out about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D and share us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and reddirtdnd.com. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban Frontier.